Hey guys, welcome to this tutorial. My name is ThaTimster. Today I'm going to be going over how to create this rubbish here that you can see lying around. So all these different cans, the plastic bag, the bottle, and I think the apple cores as well. So we're going to be going over how to model each of those from scratch in this tutorial. Then after that we'll also be going over how to add them to your own level. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So go ahead and open up a new blend file. And then Blender Game Engine, GLSL, animation frame rate of 60. So first of all, I'm going to press X and delete, Shift A, and add a plane. So this here can be my can, so can 1 we'll call it. And then we'll give it a material, no specular, make it alpha clip, and transparency to nothing. Now we need a texture for it. So click New Texture, and then we'll need to open one up. So on this website here, textures.com, used to be called CG Textures. I went to Scrap and we went to Cans. Then this image here I found was the best one, so make sure you've logged in and then go ahead and download that texture. Then once you've got it, go back to Scrap here and then click Heaps. And under Heaps, we're also going to get this texture here. So the one with all the plastic stuff in it. Then once you've got those two, go ahead to food, and we want fruit. And under that, we want to go ahead and get an apple texture. So just get the first one here, select it, and download that as well. So once you've downloaded those images, go ahead and open up GIMP, and then we'll click Open, go to your downloads, and then find the images, then go ahead and click Open. For my original game, I think I went and cut out this section here for that plastic bag texture. So to do that, what we're going to do is choose this here, go to Layer, Transparency at Alpha Channel, and then we'll just cut around this sort of plastic bag here, fairly roughly. Alright, so let's choose this, make it large, and then just get rid of everything else. So that's most of it done. Go back to this one here, maybe around 20, then hold down Control and scroll so you can zoom in, and then just keep getting rid of the rest. Now for the next part here, we just want to sort of just get rid of the edges here. Okay, so once you've got it sorted, what you can do is go Selection, select around it, and then Image and crop to Selection, and then File, Export As, and this time call it just underscore plastic bag. Then go to your desktop, create a folder, call this Rubbish Textures, and then in here we'll just export it out. Before we do export, don't do JPEG, make sure you do PNG. So we have an alpha channel. Right, export and export. Now we'll move on to the next texture. So file open, then go to our cans texture and click open. And from this texture we want to get a couple cans. I think this one here was one I got, or just edit it out. This one here was one as well. And then there was one more, which was a blue one. So I think this one here. Let's focus on this one. So image, crop to selection, and then get out the eraser. And before we do, transparency at alpha, and then just get rid of the outside. And if you want a bit more defined textures, you can choose this brush. Now what we can do is, again, select the texture here, image, and crop to selection, then go File and Export As. So go back to the desktop and the rubbish textures, and in here, call this Can 1 texture, and export that out as well. Again, not JPEG, we want PNG, and then export. Alright, so open recent cans again, and this one we can close now. Same with the plastic bag. And then over here, what we want to do is select this second one, so this one here, image, crop to selection, again, the rubbish textures folder, and then can2. Export that out. Whoops, again, PNG. And then one last time, go ahead and open up this, and this time we'll do the blue can. So this one here. Again, you can do as many of these as you want. Whoops, PNG. So again, up to you how many of those you want to take. I'm just going to be doing 3, then close that, and close this. Go back to Blender here, and let's open up our first texture. Alright, open it up, and choose Alpha down here, Tab, U, and Unwrap. Go to Texture View, and it should look something like this. Shift D to duplicate, GX, can 2, click the number 2 in the material, do the same for the texture, and then click Open. Open up can 2 texture, click Open, Shift D, GX, and again this one we might want to scale, so SX, and then just scale it down. This one here, number 2, and number 2 here. Alright, and open up can texture 3. So now what we're going to do is we'll quickly do the plastic bag. So I think for this I just added a cube, as you can see here, face select mode, select one side, and then just move it in, scale it down, and move it across. So I just went for a fairly generic, just plastic bag shape, and then just went ahead and tweaked the vertices to match. So for example, we'll just drag these ones down here. Alright, maybe this one across a bit more. Okay, and then just sort of SZ the entire shape. Okay, and that should be good. So now we can press numpad 7, tab, and actually, let's go ahead and select the top here, SX, and SY. Alright, and I think I had something like that, so smooth as well. And then we're going to go over here, new, no specular, and transparency will turn on, no alpha, new, and open up the plastic bag texture, alpha as well, and then we'll select this, go over here to alpha clip, then numpad 7, tab, A to deselect, A to select everything, U, and project from view bounds. Now we'll go over here to UV image editor, tab again, and select our texture, then just scale it accordingly, scale and rotate, so maybe you want to move the individual vertices to fit a bit better. Alright, so, something like that, up the top here as well. Okay, and it's a little bit stretched, so if you want to, what we might actually do is delete the bottom layer here, because you never really see that anyway. So delete faces, and then SZ, and then also we'll select everything, and choose the middle faces here, and then press S to scale, and just scale them in. They'll give it a bit more texture for the sides. Okay, so something like that should be good. Again, if you want to, if that shape isn't random enough for you, you can sort of just select the loop here, maybe move it across or something. Do the same for the other side. And then you can also, if you want to, just make random variations of it as well. But that's up to you, so I'm just going to be using this here. Maybe I'll just move this down. Alright, so something like that looks good. So I'm going to press Shift A, and this here is going to be my apple core. And to do that, we'll add ourselves a cube, press Tab, and we'll select these 2 vertices, Alt M at center, same for this, Alt M at center, and we'll just basically move this up, GZ, then press E to extrude and S to scale, scale it out, and then E again to extrude, S to scale in, and that is basically it, I'm pretty sure. So just do that for both sides, or you can use a mirror modifier, up to you. So E to extrude, S to scale, and then E to extrude again, and then S again. and then just select smooth. Alright, so let's choose a Hemi, so you can see it a bit better. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and give this a texture, so select this, our apple core, let's call it apple core, and then we'll go over here, give it a new material, no specular, and the rest should be fine. Give it a new texture, click open. So we want to open up this fruit texture here, or the apple, and then we want to press tab, A to deselect everything, A to select everything, and then U and Smart UV project. Actually, Control A, apply scale, and then do that again. Alright, so now select the apple, and we are going to select this, hold down Alt, and then right click, and it will select this sort of loop of the mesh around it, like so. And let's move them all to the same spots. So here, roughly, again, it probably doesn't matter that much because we'll scale them down. And then we just want a yellow spot, like this. Okay, so that looks good. And then what we're going to do is select the top here, all the top faces, and then I guess you can just U unwrap, A to select everything, move it to a red section, do the same for the bottom. So actually we also need this in here, so select these inside faces, they look fine how they are at the moment, so just give them again a yellow color so they blend in a bit better. Same for the bottom ones here. So maybe this here for some variation, and then down the bottom here, again select the bottom face and the side ones, and then we'll just go ahead and press U, unwrap, A, select everything, and then yeah, move it in a red area like this. Cool, so that is about it. That's all I did for my apple cores. So now for extra optimization, what you might want to do, you can just bake all the textures together. So we have a normal UV, let's call one bake, go over here and to our texture, choose UV, and then we'll press tab, A to select everything, so press A twice, select our bake map, press U and Smart UV project. Alright, and actually let's give it some margin. And then we want to click new for a new image. Let's make it 256 by 256. You can probably make it 128 by 128, up to you. And so now what we're going to do is type in Apple Text for Apple Texture, click OK. Go to the render settings here, under Bake, choose Textures, and then click Bake. Alright, so bake it out, then save as image. Apple text, rubbish textures, I guess, RGB, and save as image. Cool, so now we can go ahead, get rid of this, and we just want bake. Then this here, the texture, we'll just get rid of that. Go to our rubbish textures and just choose Apple text. Cool, so there we go, nice and optimized. Great, so we have 3 things here. Now what we're also going to do is add a coffee cup, so Shift A, add ourselves a cylinder, let's make this 8. Again, if you want to, you can make it 12, but depends how frequently you're having them around the level. Again, best optimization is probably 8, so we'll just go for that. But anyway, press tab, face select mode, select the bottom, press S to scale, and then E to extrude, S to scale again, and that is pretty much it. That's a coffee cup. So shading smooth, select this, give it a new material. From here, turn off specular, and then this can be the sort of white plastic around the top, then new texture or new material, no specular, and this here will be the typical sort of paper color. So something like this. Alright, so press tab, face select mode, and just select the outside. So hold down Alt, right click, and it should select the loop. If it doesn't select the loop or does something like this, then just keep right clicking in different faces until it has the right one. Click assign, and yeah, that is about it. That's how I made my coffee cup. If you want to, you can change the texture. And also, if you'd like to, you can bake this together like I did for the apple. I'm just going to leave it, it's just material colors, so it shouldn't matter too much. So we have one thing left, and that is the bottle. So let's go ahead and go to Google Chrome and just search up plastic bottle. And then we'll go to images, and from here we'll choose search tools, make sure we can use it with modification. This one here looks fine. Click open or view image. So then let's move over to GIMP here, click open, go to our downloads, and then choose modified. So we get the most recent one, this one here. Click open. Yeah, sure, we'll convert. And then what we want to do is colors, color to alpha, and just make it white. So just full white, and then click OK. Click OK again. And there we go, there is our water texture. So let's go ahead and redefine it a bit. Just cut down the pixels. Okay, so that should be good. Image crop to selection. Export as, let's call it bottle. And then go over to our desktop. Then go to our rubbish textures and just export it out. Again, make sure it's PNG, not JPEG. And, oh, not Apple text, we want to have bottle. Alright, export and export. Cool, so now in Blender, let's go ahead, add ourselves in another cylinder. This can be the bottle. Numpad 7, move it over here. And then tab, select the top face, GZ. Then E to extrude, S to scale. Move it up a bit, do it again. Okay, and then just the lid here. Alright, so fairly simple. We're not really using this here, so press S to scale to make it look a bit better. Press S and then Shift Z, and you can make it thinner or larger. Alright, and then smooth as well. Press numpad 1, numpad 5, and then tab, A to deselect, or A to select everything, U and project from view. Click new, turn off specular, and this here will be alpha blend or opaque, up to you. Pretty much the same thing, no transparency. Click new image, open, go ahead to the rubbish textures and choose bottle. Alright, open up, alpha, and then here choose bottle. Alright, cool, and now we just need to readjust everything, so SX, and we want to adjust on the outside. Alright, like this. Oh, SX. And then this top here, the lid, we want to sort out as well, so SY, SX, scale it out over the whole thing. We might do is go to vertices select, select this group here, just scale them in with the bottle. And then now if we go to texture view, it should look something like this. Now if you want to make it a bit more obvious, what you can do is go back over to GIMP here and choose colors and just increase them along with the contrast. Alright, so brightness like that. Alright, click OK, and then export over. Alright, and then just refresh the texture here. Okay, now if you want to, you can also add some blue hues and stuff to the sides of the bottle, up to you. But this is basically how I did it in the original game. So there we go. Now also with this bottle here, you might want to choose no back facing, so you can see both sides, like this. Again, up to you. I'm just going to leave it off, just because it looks a bit better. And apart from that, I think that's about it. So now let's go ahead and get into putting it onto some terrain. So A to deselect, B to box select, select all of it, and then we'll press Ctrl G to put it in a group. Let's call this group rubbish, and then press M and move it to layer 2. Now on our first layer here, we can press Shift A, add a plane, S to scale, tab to go into edit mode, subdivide it a couple times, and then select A to deselect, select random, select random, and then just move them up so we get some randomness added to it. And so now what you can do is go ahead and add a particle system. So go back to Blender Render, particle system, here, advanced, random, and give it some randomness, size up, choose the group, rubbish, pick random, rotation. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we will go ahead, select the terrain, smooth, and then we'll go over to weight paint and just basically give it some randomness. Now the easiest way to add a random texture is go to the stroke here under weight paint and give it some jittering. So that's here, then you can just hold down and it will just add it randomly. You might need to turn that up a bit. Cool. And it'll just add it around your cursor, random values. Alright, and that should be good. So under the vertex groups here, choose density group. And so now wherever we've painted, we'll now have all our objects. Now, as you'll notice, I think the cans are the wrong way. So what we might need to do is reset those. So select the cans, RX90, 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 and that didn't fix it, so it must have been the other way, RZ90. Alright. Okay, and that's looking a bit better. So again, 1000 is maybe a bit much, so maybe you want more like 200. That looks, yeah, a little bit more realistic. Now one more thing I will do is you'll notice the bottom of the bottle here doesn't actually have anything or texture. So I'll go over to layer 2, select the bottle here, press tab, and let's move the bottom face up here. Alright. Cool, so go back here, that's looking a bit better. So we'll go over to our second layer again, and we'll select our apple core here. And just before we do anything, let's go over to the UVs, make sure only bake is active. And then we can actually rename bake to just UV map to make it a bit easier for everyone else. UV map. Alright. Now also one thing you will notice is the cans here can get really small compared to the bottles. And same with the coffee mugs and the apple cores. So what you want to do is go over to the particle system here and just turn up or turn down randomness to scale it back a bit. And then we'll also want to turn up the size a bit. So actually maybe let's leave it 0.7, turn down randomness to maybe 0.2. And then what we'll also want to do, you'll notice the plastic bags are rotated wrong. So let's go to layer 2. Select this and press tab, A to select everything, RY90, enter, tab again, layer 1, and there we go. Cool, so there's all our rubbish. Once you're happy with it, select the terrain here, click convert, and that will add lots of new objects. As you can see, vertex count will have gone up, so it's important we keep it optimized. Then select the terrain here and remove the particle system. We don't need it anymore. And then what we can do is basically maybe move the terrain down just a bit to let us see all the cans and stuff. And then basically once you've done that, select the main terrain, H to hide, B to box select, select everything, hold down shift, select anything really, just one object, Control J to join it all in. Go back to texture mode, and so now this will all be one object. Now very important, go over here and in game engine choose no collision. So this will optimize it heaps because you don't have to calculate collisions for each of these small objects. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like, comment or share down below. All of that stuff would be greatly appreciated. If you want to stay updated with my newest videos and tutorials, feel free to subscribe as well. But apart from that, that'll be it from me. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have an awesome week and I'll see you guys in the next one.